Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Short Pit, a NASCAR podcast. I'm your host, Kaleb Chesney. Alongside me, as usual, my co-host, Chris Prince. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. How about you?
Just dandy below us, as usual, BR and Cam, fellas, welcome back. Obviously, took a week off after the Roval. Don't really want to get into it, but we're here post Vegas. Um, and Denny Hamlin has locked his way into the championship four in an emotional win number 60. We'll get into that. We'll get into some of the news that's come out over the past couple of days, over the past couple hours. Um, and we'll talk about Talladega in the round of 8, the date we've all been kind of circling and scratching our heads like, really, this is what they're doing. But all right, so without further ado, let's just get right into it. Vegas, Denny Hamlin, your winner. Christopher, this is one of my favorite tracks. I don't know about you, but I feel like it's certainly delivered on Sunday.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was. I'm in agreement with you there. Adam Stern posted something about rumors coming up about 2027 championship appearance or race being held here, and I'm down for it. I think it was a good race overall. You could see the kind of the tires they were able to pass. I mean, everything just worked. But I mean, that it's kind of what these cars do on these intermediate tracks. So I'm not too surprised, right? But again, it kind of gives you some excitement for these races going into them in comparison to what they used to be. I know Cam can tell you a lot of times with the horsepower and packages, it was just not fun going to an intermediate track from time to time, and you knew what it was going to be. So, yeah, I definitely think it showed out. And to see Hamlin lock his way in, I think that was pretty cool. Like you said, emotional. He didn't even give the fans any shit after. He just, gave them some love, basically. Said he was, thankful for them all there, and it was pretty cool to see that.
Cam, going right to you.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I mean, at least something's good on the schedule in terms of the package. I mean, whatever you think about the air blocking at a short track, maximize that by 5, and that's what it used to be on these tracks. I mean, you used to watch a guy be able to air block for 50 laps on a mile and a half track. Like, it's still, I guess, it hasn't worn off that's gone. Like, it's still nice to see every time you go to one of these tracks going, this is actually good now. Because, I mean, we are an oval series. Like, we shouldn't be going to these mile and a halves and having a bad racing product. Like, this is what makes the series unique. If you want to watch a short track, you can go watch sprint cars run a short track. If you want to watch road course, you can watch a road course. You can go to watch IndyCar or F1. This is what makes us, unique. And it's been not good until the last few years, so it's refreshing to see. And yeah, Vegas Championship Day, that part, fully on board with that.
BR.
Yeah, I agree with what Chris and Cam said. It was a good race. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. It was a nice palate cleanser after that disaster clash by the Denver Broncos that they made me wake up at 7 a.m. for. Anyways, I just had to get that off. But no, it was a fun race. It was a fun race, and I also am fully on board with Vegas being a championship race.
Yep, as am I. So, yep, nice and easy, quick review of Vegas. I'm sure there's some other things we get into, and I'm sure we'll get into via our weekly awards. So let's just jump right into that. Unless I missed anything in the script. No, not really. Oh, I did. I guess we can kind of get into it with the awards as well, but this is a big enough story that I guess we can just give it its own minute. William Byron goes ahead, misses Ty Dillon going on pit road at the end of the race there. Was it like 20 something laps to go, 30 something laps to go?
Basically.
Ty Dillon was going to pit, and either Ty Dillon expected his spotter to communicate that with Byron's spotter. Byron didn't quite get the memo, and he ends up going right up Ty Dillon's ass, and it ends up being a disaster of a wreck. So, BR, I'll let you kick it off with kind of your thoughts on that. Who's really to blame? Is there anybody to blame? Is it just a miscommunication? Like, what's...
I mean, I feel like you probably could blame just about everyone here. It was just a disaster all around. Obviously, Dylan and more so his spotter not sending the memo. But Byron, I don't understand why people are acting like he's just some innocent victim. Like, I understand it's not easy when you're going that fast. But if you just see somebody slowing down, regardless of the intention, you just drive up there, just you just see someone slowing down, regardless of why. You don't try to do anything to get out of the way. Like I forgot to send it in our group chat, but the same thing happened. I don't know when this was, admittedly, but I saw a video SVG basically having the same situation with McDowell getting on pit road, and he was able to get by him without incident. I mean, it was a bit suspect, but he got by him and it was fine. So I mean, just overall, everyone's to blame. It was just a disaster by everyone. Everyone.
Yeah, anything to add? Sorry, Bria. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I mean, from what I saw, I mean, do you have anything? Sorry, Bear. Did you have anything else to say?
No, it was
Okay, I didn't want to leave. Okay, but from what I saw, the 10 tried to get the message to the 24, and for whatever reason, it just didn't. Like point A didn't meet point B, from what I saw. And for Byron, yeah, I mean, he could have done more there, but I just don't think he thought he was that slow. I mean, I just think it was just a matter of just really shit coincidence, honestly. I mean, I don't think you can look at that and go, "Oh, that's all on Ty Dillon for being terrible at driving," or going, "Oh, that's all on William Byron for having a mental lapse." I don't think you can really go either way on that. I think it was just a shit situation. And now, if William Byron comes out of Talladega in the red, I don't think he's making the championship four. They haven't shown up to a fall Martinsville race in years at this point.
Chris.
I think it's a. I mean, ultimately, yeah. I think it's just overall like a shit storm essentially. But I think there's some explaining that needs to be done on the spotter stand, because that was like immediate kind of like drop, right? Like, why wasn't it relayed spotter to spotter and things like that? A lot of he said this, is what I heard in those interviews. Well, my spotter said he did, and well, no, according to this. And then Byron's like, well, he said he waved, but I didn't see him wave. So it just seems like, again, it's just a shitstorm of bad circumstance. So nobody really wants to take the blame because of that. I mean, but I'm kind of with BR. How do you see the closing rate of a guy like that when you're, going like Byron was in the speed that he had, and not at least try to, maneuver a little bit? I mean, it just seemed like he just was completely unaware of that closing rate for some reason and just plowed right into the back of him. So
yeah, not a great wreck. If I'm gonna point the finger at anybody and make the ultimate decision, I would say Ty Dillon. I know that I heard him say that he stuck his hand out the window, and let this be a lesson to stick your hand out the fucking window. Like, don't rely on the spotters upstairs to get the message to you all the time. It's a safe old school kind of way to just stick your hand out there saying, I'm pitting. Byron's gonna see that if you stick your hand out. I hope he's been around long enough to understand what that means. So that's kind of where I would point the finger. But overall, like, yeah, it's devastating for Byron's playoff. Vegas was devastating for Ryan Blaney's playoff. Obviously, he went out much sooner. I feel a lot better about Blaney in these last two races than I do about Byron. I'll say that much. So let's go ahead and get into the awards. Terrorist of the Week. Cam, your name's first on the list, so I'll go with you.
I mean, it's hard to you want to give it to the Ty Dillon. Can I like joint give it to Ty Dillon and William Byron just for that existing? Like, I don't want to. It's hard to give it to one of them, but like, how do you not pick that incident though?
BR.
Yeah, if he's allowed to pick both of them, just the incident as a whole, I'm gonna do the same thing. Just that incident as a whole was just a shit show.
Chris.
Since no hand was out the window and it was supposed to be a spotter, I'm actually going with the spotter. I'm not going to put it on the driver there. They put too much faith into their spotter in that case.
Like I said, I'll put it on Ty Dillon himself. So at least the 10 team is all represented through our through our picks. I'm not going to make it a unanimous breaking news sounder, but yeah, it's not great. So now we get into the driver of the week. I'll go backwards. Chris.
Yeah, so driver of the week, I went Chase Briscoe. I thought the way he just kind of had a solid race overall. Like, he didn't do nothing stupid. He didn't do nothing super great. Like, he did lead over 50 laps and, ultimately goes into Talladega with a little bit of a cushion, which I know it's Talladega, so we'll get to that. But still, I mean, that's what you kind of want to happen the first round of the playoffs. You don't want to be going into the second race in the negative if you can help it. So he did what he needed to do.
Cam.
I'll take the low hanging fruit. I'll give it to Denny. I mean, he came from sixth to first at the end of that. I mean, he was on newer tires than Logano and Briscoe, but came from sixth to first at the end of that. Makes his first championship since 2021, which is kind of crazy to think about. And if he can avoid a Penske car winning a race in the next two races, he's got as good a chance as anybody else finally get this championship. I mean, it was him and Bell at the line at Phoenix earlier in the year. So if he can just dodge the bullet of one of those two Penske cars winning, which is what it's going to take for either one of them, then he's got a good chance of anybody winning in Phoenix.
BR.
Kyle Busch, for getting the top 10. It was good to see him. Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen him that high up at points, but usually he wrecks or something stupid happens. So, yeah, finishing day, top 10. NASCAR saw him get a top 10 and is like, what's going on here? Your car's going to R&D. But no, Kyle Busch for a top 10. That was good to see.
I'm going to go with Kyle Larson, P2 in the first stage, P1 in the second. Then ends up the race P2. Builds up a nice 35-point cushion ahead of two tracks where it's not super kind to him, to say the least. So kudos on him for building the point cushion and getting ready for the possibility that he doesn't win either of the next two races, and he could be the guy that gets in on points. So nice, solid outing for him. Obviously, you want the win bad at that point, and he was in the mix for it. But Denny just had the car, had the tires, and had the driver. So, yeah, I'll go with Kyle Larson just to be different. Okay. So let's get through some of these miscellaneous housekeeping topics. This one just broke ahead of the show. Jordan Bianchi of The Athletic reporting that Justin Haley will not be returning to the 7 car next year. Daniel Suarez is the leading candidate, although no formal announcement has been made. Who do I want to start with? Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of not surprising in a sense because he's not really done anything in comparison to like Hocevar has, and people wanted him to be like that after he put a Rick Ware racing car in the top 10. I think they had a ton of super expectations for him, but I think if Daniel Suarez is out there and the sponsorship money that Daniel can bring, it's more of a business decision at that point for Spire. And I mean, Daniel can perform, so I think he performs a little bit better than Justin has. He's got wins and things like that. It's just, can he take the car, a Spire car, and go do what he did at Trackhouse with it? Is going to be the big question there. Or if they go after a younger talent, because I mean, they have that option. I just don't know really who they might pick and choose from, since it is a Chevrolet right
now. Ken.
Yeah, I mean, Haley's not impressing anyone. He's clearly the third best driver on that team. Sounds like Suarez is kind of leading candidate. I kind of understand it. A lot of sponsorship gives them some road course acumen that they don't get with Haley. I kind of with Chris though. I feel like they could go for a younger driver. I mean, there's quite a few in the lower series that they could pull from, but they might not be interested in that. They might just be interested in, bringing in Suarez, seeing what he can do, and if not, just keep the seat warm for Bowman in a few years.
BR.
A toothpick changes everything. Yeah, they're both not that good. Suarez brings in more money, probably more, I guess, of a following fan-wise, although I'm not sure by how much. But I'm not sure it leads to anything in terms of success on the racetrack, but I understand it. I probably would do the same thing.
Justin Haley hasn't quite done anything that I thought Corey LaJoie wouldn't in that car this year, and that says a lot. Yeah, not great. That was the guy that was supposed to take over the 48 last year. How about that? Okay. What's next? NASCAR announced that 750 horsepower is coming back next year at select tracks. I don't have the list in front of me, but it's a decent amount.
It's
Um,
everything under 1.5 miles.
There
And
you go.
road courses.
Right.
There you go. Everybody seems to be on board with this. At the same time, it's not enough, and everybody knows it's not enough. Kyle Larson, especially, says it's not enough, and don't promote it like it is. Cam, I'll start with you. NASCAR getting back to 750 horsepower. Do you think that they'll be open to giving more if it improves things, or is this just kind of like they were kind of being held to the fire a little bit, and like here's this, just now like go away?
I don't know. I mean, they did the thing that they can do in the immediate. Like they did the thing that they can do without completely overhauling the engine and the car and all of that. Because I mean, it's the 750 is literally just the act of just removing something out of the engine. That's all that is. So they did what they could do in the immediate. I think it'll depend on the results of it. I mean, I think you're right that in Larson said it's not going to make that much of a difference, but also at the same time with what they've been doing with the tires at those tracks, the 900 horsepower may not be overly necessary. Like we all want it, obviously, but in their head, it may not be all that necessary because the racing at those short tracks have improved with those tires. So it'd be interesting what they do, but I mean, I take any win I can get from NASCAR. Like I'm not gonna sit here and go they should have done more, even though they should. But when they do positive things, you gotta kind of just take it at what it is. The racing will have to improve because it just will, but how much I don't really know.
BR.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Cam said. You probably should be, in an ideal, it should be more. Yeah, I apparently forgot how to talk right there. Yeah, it should be more, but I'll take what I can get. And again, Louder, New Hampshire is forever stamped in my book for causing all of this.
From playoff changes to more horsepower. Chris.
Yeah, I think I said it when me and you were kind of talking about it and texting the other day. I think the combination of, and Kim said it too, the tire changes and this horsepower, they're great steps forward. Like take them at that, but don't give them more credit than what they are. Like they're good steps forward, essentially. And we'll see what happens. I think again, like I kind of agree with Cam there. It's gonna improve because naturally that's more horsepower and the softer tires. You're gonna see better racing product because the drivers are gonna have to put more into it. So I think that'll be good. It's just let's see how far NASCAR is willing to take it with finally listening to the drivers and the fans even in a sense because some drivers and fans have been clamoring for this for a little while now.
All right, let's close the miscellaneous topics here with our playoff thoughts. Obviously, we didn't get around to at the top of the round of 8 who's going to go to the championship for. But we can do that now anyway. Just give everybody Denny Hamlin and move on with it.
I thought we all would have said Hamlin anyways.
Yeah, I think I had him winning in the round of 8. Like I said that he was going to go win the championship, but
Yeah.
I have to go back and look. But here are the standings as they start now, going from the bottom to the top. Ryan Blaney minus 31, Joey Logano minus 24, Chase Elliott minus 23. Was on pace for a half decent day at Vegas before running into some issues. William Byron minus 15, and then at the top of the cut line, Chase Briscoe plus 15 after a good day, Christopher Bell plus 20, Kyle Larson plus 35, and Denny Hamlin with the win. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with our championship 4 predictions. I'll give everybody Denny Hamlin as I said I would, And BR, I'll start with you. Who's going to make the championship 4 after Denny?
I'm gonna go with Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Briscoe.
No Hendrick Motorsports in the championship 4. How about that? Cam?
I'm gonna give it to Larson just because of his point cushion. I mean, the thing is that 35 points after Vegas in a normal year would be basically insurmountable. But after Talladega, if he gets caught up in something in stage 1, all of a sudden he's gonna find himself in the red. But given the 35 point cushion, I'll go with Larson. I think more or less, I think Briscoe will get in, and then. I'm sorry, he's won these races too many times. I gotta go with him. I gotta go with my guy. I go Blaney. I'm gonna go Briscoe, Blaney, Larson, and Hamlin, obviously.
Chris?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Hamlin. Obviously, my consistent through the playoffs, even after the Vegas thing, has been Blaney. I just feel like he's been one of the best all year, so I'm gonna go with Blaney there. After that, I think it kind of becomes interesting because Christopher Bell's gotten better at the drafting style tracks, but it's also Talladega and anything can happen. So I'm going to go Chase Briscoe, and then actually I'm going to say Chase Elliott squeezes in at Martinsville. Why? I don't know. I just have that feeling.
I think you're more likely to get it at Dega.
Maybe. Honestly, I went with that, but I feel like he's going to somehow squeeze a win. I don't know where, but, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I just have blind faith in my guy a little bit here, but.
After letting me be the only one who picked him to advance in the round of 8.
Well, a really interesting thing about Christopher Bell is everyone remembers him winning the race that Chastain did the wall ride. But if you, come off of that blinder, he sucks at Martinsville. His average finish, I think, is in the high teens.
I can look.
But early sucks for his standards. Obviously, he's not but he's not Cole Custer. But
I'd be a little worried if anybody.
But dude, I mean, Chase Elliott's Martinsville finishes are very good. I mean, Blaney passed him for the win last year in the fall, 10 laps to go.
Something like that. It was
He's very hit or miss at Martinsville. I'll give him that. He's got the win, obviously. He's got P7 in the fall of 23 and P2 in the spring this year. P22 last fall, P35 the fall before that. I want to say he got into a wreck, or the spring last year. I want to say he got into a wreck. And in the spring of 23, P16. Very, very hit or miss.
For whatever reason, the spring and fall Martinsvilles are just different. They're almost like different races for some reason for a lot of these drivers, and he sucks at the fall one for some reason since that win. So I'm saying if you're a guy that's rooting for Bell, you better hope he doesn't get into a wreck at Talladega.
Yeah, and I think that's where the big issue is going to come. Can he avoid the big one at Talladega?
Because you look at Blaney, who's 31 below. What's Logano? 30 something, right?
24.
Oh, is it 24? Either way,
yeah.
With the way Penske runs those things, they're probably going to qualify in the top 5. If they just sit there all day and don't get in a wreck, get top 5 stage points, both of them, and Bell or Briscoe or pick anybody that's not Denny Hamlin gets in a wreck, or 2 of them, then all of a sudden this whole points thing is irrelevant. They get in a wreck and those guys collect stage points, and you're like, oh hell, wait a minute. That 31 point deficit, that 24 point deficit's gone. That's why this whole thing is so stupid.
Well, that's also what they want, though, too. It's compelling entertainment, right? It's not just about the racing, because you have Talladega, and then you're going to take all of that points drama that's left after the chaos of Talladega and go to Martinsville and be like, okay, here you go.
And then given the fact that Logano and Blaney are the only Fords left, and the way those guys that manufacturer, but especially Penske, has qualified to these play tracks, they're just going to be running interference for those Penske cars all day. They're just going to be sitting there going, you better not fucking pass them. They're going to be in a driver's meeting this week going, you better not fucking pass them. Or
we're going to make what Chevy did last year with Child's Play.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they allow it at the play tracks. They just openly go, all right, fine, you can do it. And they're gonna be drivers meeting going, you better not put them in any kind of position. I don't care what you think you're gaining. That's going to be set.
My championship 4, I'm going with Denny Hamlin. Obviously, Kyle Larson, number 2. I think that points gap is going to get him to squeak in, even if he doesn't win, just as long as he survives. And he has improved greatly at the plate races, and he's more than half decent at Martinsville.
He's gotten a lot better. He was top 3 in the fall last year.
Going with Ryan Blaney because he's won here too many times in this spot to really bet against him. And with my last pick, I'm going to go with Seabell. As we said, very hit or miss at Martinsville, but he did have a P7 in the fall in 23. Last year, I thought he was more than respectable before the weird wall ride that got him. Not want to say DQ'd, but kind of like that half-ass DQ.
Yeah.
I'll take him. He's just been rock solid. It's hard to bet against him, which leaves Logano out, leaves Elliott out, Byron out, and Briscoe. I was the only one who didn't pick Briscoe.
I think Briscoe is gonna hit. Like I think I've been saying it now for weeks. Like his heater is gonna come to an end, whether it's in the championship 4 dramatically or in the round of 8. It's gonna come to an end, and I think either way is an improvement for that team, in my opinion, based off of how it kind of finished out with Martin Truex over the last couple of years. But yeah, I just he's gonna hit the wall. It's just a matter of when, hypothetically.
It could be literally.
It could be literally this weekend.
You can make an argument for any of the 8 drivers or 7 drivers making it, because obviously one's already in. But I mean, Briscoe, that's one of them because he's just is there a place he hasn't been fast like in 4 months.
Like I told or I was looking at it for our mine and Caleb's picks piece last week, and like there's just been tracks like statistically he has just been, and to be fair, he was in ass equipment there for the first couple of years, but just tracks he's been horrible at in his tenure with Stewart Haas, and he's just come out this year and it's been top 5, top 10, top 15 finishes where he never even touched the top 15. It's kind of crazy what he's been able to do.
All right, going to DraftKings at Talladega. I'm sure it'll be just awesome. But we do have matchups. 1, 2, 3, 4 matchups.
Flip a coin.
Kyle Larson versus Christopher Bell.
Damn,
Give me Larson.
Bell.
I'll take Larson.
Larson, sure.
That's literally a coin flip.
Larson does have 1, 2. He has the 4th best average finish at Talladega since February 2022. 3 top 5s. Yeah, I'll go with Larson as well. Seabell, if you wanted to really get into it, 30th best average finish. But actually, it's like 28th if you get rid of Kurt Busch and Chandler Smith. But yeah. Ross Chastain versus Bubba Wallace.
Bubbles.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Bubbles here.
Chase Elliott versus Ryan Blaney, both 2 guys who are likely in desperate needs of a win.
Well, I'm going to be a homer here, obviously. I think Caleb knew that. I'm going with my guy.
It could be either one, but
yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm just going to go with.
I'm just going to go with the best plate guy in the series that also is going to be like putting everything at the wall to win. Blaney.
I'll go with Blaney as well. Team Penske's got a good buffer between them and the rest of the field.
Yeah, I'll go Blaney as well.
And then it's kind of the same thing for Joey Logano and Chase Briscoe.
That one's even wider of the gap though. Like,
yeah, Briscoe's plus 125.
Huh.
Yep, those are the only head-to-heads I got for you. So Talladega, let's get weird with it, I guess. Who's winning the race and why? BR, I'll start with you to give your first pick.
I just realized I made a big error. I didn't put Byron in my championship 4, yet I'm picking him to win this race.
All right, so who do you want to cut from your championship 4?
Briscoe,
You
I guess.
you want to cut Briscoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right as I'm going to say Byron, I was like, wait a second. I messed up.
William Byron to win Talladega. He's got the best average finish, a P7 average finish since February 2022. He's never wrecked here yet. He hasn't wrecked since 2021 in the fall. So, real solid outing for him. He's solid anywhere. Coming off of back-to-back P3 finishes. Yeah, runner-up in the fall in 2023. So there you go. Yeah, William Byron's not a bad pick, and you can get him at plus 1,000. That's kind of like the line for Talladega. Plus 1,000 is your favorites, and then everything from there, just to tell you what they think about predicting Talladega. Christopher.
I'm not going to go with a playoff driver, believe it or not.
Neither am I.
I'm going to go with Eric Jones upsetting the playoffs.
Good.
At Talladega. There we go. That's my pick.
Kim.
I would love to pick Ryan Blaney, but he's already won a plate race this year, and you just don't really win 2 in a year unless you're Ricky Stenhouse. So I'm gonna go for anti-NASCAR propaganda and pick Bubba Wallace.
I am going to go with Brad Keselowski.
I like
That'd be
that.
fun.
I almost went there too.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I thought about that one. That one was enticing. It was that one for Eric Jones for me.
But I'll change my pick if my Chris Buescher t-shirt comes in the mail before that.
Shane
I've
Van
been-
Gisbergen.
Jesus Christ.
All he's got to do is survive. Let's be honest about it. Let's be honest. If he survives,
What did he do in his first 3 Talladega races? P28, P15,
hey,
P29.
that's a top 15. I'll take it.
Hey,
He led 9 laps in the fall last year. So
he had a top 10 on something with 4 turns a couple weeks ago. Don't count him out. Don't
He
count him
was
out.
running in the top 10 before that disaster happened on Sunday. So
True.
it's
Yeah,
kind of
there you
weird
go.
when you think about it.
you can get Byron plus 1,000. You can get Kez 1,800.
So I have a serious question though for Cam as the resident Penske kind of fanboy though. Did the captain just be like, see Josh Berry at Vegas and the spring and was like, no, we're not going to let Josh Berry win more than one race this year, so he just sabotaged him the rest of the year with his car because dude has just been non-existent. It feels
He
like
had
since
like
that race.
the anti-Penske arc because usually Penske like they're bad for like 4 months, and then like in August and July they're like, oh wait, we have a season we have to attend to. But with Barry, it's like the opposite. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he looked crazy fast at the beginning of the playoffs. He just kept wrecking.
Yeah.
So
I don't
They
know.
was fast in New Hampshire.
Yeah, he probably should have won New Hampshire. There was 5 more laps at New Hampshire. He'd have won New Hampshire. And he was crazy fast at Bristol before his car exploded. He was really fast. He was fast enough at Gateway before he got wrecked. So I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Dude even said it, I believe, on one of his in-car cameras. He's like, I'm just unlucky.
Daytona, he was P9. Richmond, P8. Iowa, 13th. Like,
Qualified P3 at Darlington before he wrecked himself. That one was his fault.
Yeah.
But so
I'll be
yeah.
interested to see how they do next year. I like Josh Berry though. That was just an off question because
Yeah, he's gonna be running interference this week, so I don't think you'll see much from him this week. But
I feel like he's a Wood Brothers type of driver. Like you just link him to like the Wood Brothers mantra. So that's kind of why I like Josh Berry though. He's just kind of that guy.
like what you could easily see Penske lock out the first 2 rows in qualifying this weekend, and then everybody in the industry is probably just going, Jesus Christ. Like, they're just gonna stay there. Like they're gonna literally not pass each other.
I think you're probably, I mean, unless Logano wins this weekend or next in a shocking fashion, I think you're going to see, I think Blaney obviously goes, but I think you're going to see either 3 JGR or 2 at that point. I think that's a lock for them. I think you're going to see 2 to 3 JGR cars in the final 4.
Well, you're saying like that's what I was saying earlier about Hamlin. It's like
Yeah.
if they can avoid a Penske car getting in, I think it's just going to be a straight up fight between the Toyotas at Phoenix. That's what I think it's going to be.
Yep.
I don't see the Hendrick cars just haven't had the speed to me, like in terms of the short tracks anyway. Like if it was a mile and a half, okay, straight up fight between everybody. But there being a short track, yeah, if Blaney or Logano don't make it, or if somehow both do a bunch of magic voodoo and make it, it's going to be probably however many JGR cars. That's what the fight's going to be.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Last 2 races before the championship 4.
Yep. And just got 3 more shows to do.
3 more. Then we'll be taking a hiatus for the off season.
Yeah, at least.
It would be 4, wouldn't it? Because we'd have to come back on and cover the race. Yeah.
After Phoenix.
Yeah, we have to come back.
Oh, after this one, we have.
You'd have a. Oh no, you're right. No, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
after
you're right.
Phoenix. Yeah.
I was counting the races and adding one, but we're doing the pre-Dega show now, so yeah.
Yeah.
3 more. All right. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you follow the show on Twitter. Chris, you got anything coming out this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna get power rankings out this week since I did it last week, and then mine and the wife actually have I'm gonna edit and drop tomorrow, a new show tomorrow. So
No.
I'll do a bit of that. And then our picks piece, obviously, that's a weekly given.
Nice. Yeah. So thank you all for watching. Look out for that, and we'll see you all next week.